Yes, it is
So
enabled now.
let's
I'm
see if it
trying
works.
Let's see if it works and guide us through.
to let me try to log out here. So this is a K-app demo, the application that we're doing for everyone to test the KleverChain on testnet. So it's I have not tested yet. So I'm
Oh,
using the CLI. The other team is working with that, but it should be
Yuri,
working.
Yuri just told me that it's on DevNet. It's pointed to the DevNet right
Oh,
now.
it's DevNet yet? So okay,
Okay.
let's make a switch for testnet uh, later this week or next week. So anyone can see the tokens issued there. So first thing that we need to do is go to the website and then select the key file that you want. You can easily draw up here the file and it'll be logged in with the balance that you want. And you can see all these assets that you have issued, also NFTs if you have any. And here we have the KDA, how you can issue a digital, Klever digital asset. It's the short for the KDA here. You can also select the staking, so we can delegate and delegate here. Also, if you have other tokens that have staking, you can also do the staking here. And here the ICO that you just talked about, you can select the assets that you want to do and create your own ICO. So basically for KDA, here you go create a KDA or Klever digital asset. You select if you want an NFT or a fungible token. Let's create here a fungible token here. And you can create the name here. Let's put ticker, the address that we are logged in.
Token. Your name is not Tokne, I think.
It doesn't matter. Thanks. So precision goes with numbers of decimals that you want for your token. On KleverChain, you limit that on 6 decimals. Why you do that? So it's a bit complicated to work with 18 decimals like with Ethereum or Ethereum-based tokens. Most of them, of course, you can select that in your contract, but most people don't do it and use 18 decimals. There's a reason to do that. So the calculations and how you do when you have a lot of so there are some specifics on that for precision itself. On KleverChain, we use 6 decimals to gain some kind of how it's make it easier to work on front-end applications. Of course, you're going to lose in aspects of precisions. But we think that 6 decimals is already enough for every kind of application, at least most of them. Bitcoin, for instance, use 8 decimals, after the for precisions. So here you can specify from 0 to 6. So let's try with 6 here. And you can settle an initial supply. The initial supply goes to the owner wallet. If you select that, if you put 0, you must have a token with mint enabled to be able to have that. So you can just put the amount here. The circulation supply can also be the same thing here. And the max supply, if you have a mintable token, is the maximum that you want for your token. For instance, on KLV, we have 10 billion max supply. So no more than 10 billion can be minted. And if you put 0 here, you have no limit. So several tokens, actually most of them, like Ethereum, Tron, don't have a limit. They can issue as much as they want. Bitcoin, for instance, has 21 million tokens maximum supply. And here's the logo that you want. You can just plug in URL for the token that you want. And whereas means if you want to do any kind of URL besides the token, for example, you can have URL for your own foundation or for your Twitter or for YouTube, you can just label here and add the address. So we can do YouTube, and we can add here YouTube. Oops. I don't know if Klever YouTube is this one, but they should be something like that. Royalties. So if you issue in token, you may also settle royalties for your token. So let's say you issue an NFT and you want to charge for every transfer that is made on that NFT. You can also select here a percentage or a fixed amount. If you also do a fungible token, you can also specify an amount and a percentage that you want to charge for that. For example, let's say that I create my own token and I say if you transfer from 0 to 1,000, we don't charge anything. But if you transfer anything more than 1,000, we're gonna charge 1% of the transfer. So everything that is up to 1,000 on the transfer goes 1% of that goes to the owner royalties wallet. That on the beginning you'll be the owner of the token as well. If you want a staking, and you can use FPR, the FPR is a fixed pool, and the APR when you go to a fixed amount, a fixed percentage based on an annual rate. And the minimum is epochs to claim, the percentage that you want, and if you want to add roles to any other address, for example, I create my own token, but I don't want to do the mint myself or even control the ICO prices. I can use this to use Oracle's things, like, for example, I want to pair the price of the ICO, the tokens that I'm selling on the ICO with dollar. I can do some kind of Oracle thing, so I can settle an address to update the price every time. And I can set some properties here. If the users can freeze, can pause the token to be transferred for any reason that I want, if the token can be burned or not, if we can add roles, for example, the mint or the ICO roles. If you can whip some accounts, for example, with that's usually no, of course. But for example, you have a stable coin and someone rob your coin, and the token owners can also have the ability to wipe that if they want to. This is not very common, but some tokens have that. So we also include here, if you want to mint and also change the owner of the token, you can actually in the end just create. It's gonna show you the API call that you want to do, and then we just send. And if the DevNet is working right now, we should see, okay, a hash, and it's there, and we can go to explore. I don't know if we can access because this is on testnet link, and this is on DevNet right now. But soon we're gonna deploy that on testnet for everyone to test, and when you do that, anyone can use that here. Then if I close, there's a cost to issue the token, of course. And if you go to the wallet, you're gonna see that it charged me like just 3, but it's not. This is not the end price. It is in DevNet, so the price is a bit different from what is gonna be in the mainnet and testnet.